Hello everyone, in this video I will show you some best space games in 2020 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. But before we start this video, make sure you subscribe to your channel Games Down and hit the bell icon for more gaming videos. So without any further ado, let's start this video. The first game of this video is Outer Wilds, an immersive first-person space exploration game with a fantastic story to tell. You play as the newest recruit of Outer Wilds Ventures, an active space program looking to expand its knowledge of the galaxy and uncover the truth behind their ancestors' disappearance. The game tackles many popular sci-fi tropes, including time travel, with the player character trapped in a perpetual 22-minute time loop. Next up, we include The Outer Worlds, a game that people frequently confuse with Outer Wilds due to their similar-sounding titles. However, both games have little in common, aside from being set in space and played from a first-person perspective. While TOE does feature exploration, it focuses more on action and traditional RPG gameplay with multiple dialogue options and a bevy of different skills to invest points into. It also happens to be made by Obsidian, arguably one of the best developers for single-player-driven action RPGs. You take on the role of a stranger, an unknown variable assigned to determine the fate of the Halcyon space colony and its starving citizens. Next up we have No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has come a long way since its controversial 2016 release, which saw the game panned for less than honest marketing on the part of Hello Games-led director Sean Murray. However, the developer has spent the last 4 years adding in an exhaustive list of requested features ranging from base building to multiplayer and more, resulting in a resurgence of the game popularity. It also helps that the game engine has been redesigned and upgraded over the years, ensuring NMS runs buttery smooth on just about any PC. Other refinements such as better procedural generation and broader mission selection have resulted in a much more engaging and varied experience for players. Next up we have Destiny 2. Although the game never really lets you explore space for yourself, Destiny 2 has all the workings of a phenomenal first-person space shooter. Sure, the story is mostly forgettable, and all of the 3 classes feel pretty much the same. However, there's no denying Bungie is one of the best developers when it comes to delivering satisfying combat across all skill levels. The shooting in Destiny 2 is truly divine, with every weapon featuring subtle distinctions regarding weight, handling, and recoil. And while the most recent Shadowkeep expansion adds to the game narrative in some interesting ways, the main appeal remains the same: travel to planets, blow stuff up, get loot. Next up we have Astroneer. Astroneer is a bright and charming space survival game that emphasizes player-driven exploration and over traditional storytelling. Barren of any scripted in-game events, the setup is quite simple. You are an astronaut who has crash-landed on an alien planet and must start scavenging for supplies to stay alive and establish a base of operations. What sets Astroneer apart from other survival games set in space is the terrain tool, a piece of equipment that allows the user to physically alter the ground around them to form hills or valleys. Next up we have Deep Rock Galactic. Deep Rock Galactic is a co-op focused first-person shooter where up to 4 players explore hazardous space caves for an intergalactic mining company. It is essentially a cross between Warhammer 40k and Minecraft, with you and your teammates each controlling a foul-mouthed, pickaxe-wielding dwarf. Additionally, the game features 4 character classes with special weapons and tools tailored for different playstyles. Despite not reaching mainstream success, you'll find DRG has a very active player base, making it easy to join a squad as you venture into bug-infested caverns in search of valuable ores and minerals. Next up we have Observation. Not many games with as weird a premise as Observation manage to nail the landing without making a few sacrifices along the way. Here, you have a story-driven adventure game set aboard a seemingly abandoned space station with one sole survivor, Dr. Emma Fisher. Unable to remember what happened to her crew who mysteriously disappeared, Fisher enlists the help of the station AI named Sam. Next up we have Tacoma. Tacoma is a narrative-driven puzzle game that falls under the category of Alking sim games, with the bulk of the experience revolving around interacting with objects and rummaging through characters' emails and text conversations for clues. The game is a follow-up to indie developer Fulbright Gone Home, another story-driven walking sim with top-notch writing. The premise is as follows: at the year 2088, and you've been contacted by a shady corporation to retrieve sensitive AI data from an abandoned space station whose crew mysteriously vanished. Next up we have Signaure. The game comes from Suspicious Developments, best known for Gunpoint, a superb tactical stealth title that HS takes a few cues from. The gameplay is centered on planning and executing intergalactic heists to free citizens from the empires that seek to control them. However, this often proves to be quite challenging as you are outnumbered continuously and underpowered. Thankfully, you can slow down time and give yourself some breathing room to plan your next move. Next up we have Faster Than Light. FTL is an award-winning, top-down RTS roguelike set in space. In it, you control the crew of a Galactic Federation spacecraft carrying highly sensitive intel that would prove valuable to winning a long-standing conflict with a group of rebels. However, things quickly go south when you discover the enemy has decided to target your ship. What ensues is a challenging marathon to safely reach your homeworld by umping your way through waypoints in space. Next up we have Alien Isolation. If hiding in storage cabinets while a drooling xenomorph tries to hunt you down sounds like a good time, you should probably seek counseling. But before you start contacting therapists, consider giving in to your twisted fantasy by revisiting one of the best horror games of the last decade. Set within the Alien cinematic universe, Alien Isolation offers a nail-biting experience whose enjoyment does and require you to have watched any of the films. Still, you should probably bring an extra pair of pants since it contains some of the most heart-pounding chase sequences you will ever experience in a game. The last space game of this video is Warframe. There are a lot of space games about exploring different planets, killing aliens, and flying spaceships. However, there's only one game where you can become a badass space ninja: Warframe. This third-person shooter has been delivering fast-paced, non-stop action to players for years and seems always to be improving and expanding with every update Digital Extremes puts out. Sure, it can be quite grindy and obtuse at times, a natural side effect of most free-to-play games. But with a little help from online guides, YouTube videos, and other players, you will find yourself gliding across maps and tearing through enemies in no time. So that's it guys, thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to your channel Games Down and press the bell icon for more gaming videos.